Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning, joining us for the Retirement Analyzer webinar. This is Marcus Solar with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We've been in business now for over 30 years. We are an agent-oriented independent marketing organization here in Omaha, Nebraska. This is going to be a recorded webinar, so if you do get pulled away for any reason, a phone call or a client stopping in the office, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to get you out a copy of the webinar this morning. We do have the privilege this morning of having Brooke Thomas and Steve Goldstein on the webinar with us, the founders and creators of the software. They're going to be touching base and walking through the software with you this morning. I will be making it quick this morning and going through some slides of some of the value adds from insurance agency marketing, which should take me about 10 minutes, but we'll get right into the information as we have a lot of information to cover within the Retirement Analyzer, our needs-based software program to help your clients with their retirement income needs into the future. And it is a foundational building block software package that you can keep going back on an annual review basis with your clientele for many years to come to help them plan for their financial future. So let's go ahead and get started this morning. Again, thank you for joining us this morning. Let's get started. Insurance agency marketing services does offer business builders. It is a referral producer program and marketing reimbursement. You get $50 when you refer an agent or an advisor to insurance agency marketing and they contract through our organization. We also pay you additional proceeds into your marketing account when your referral does business. Here's an example. If they do, or if you have 3 different advisors that do $1 million in production, as they continually write business through us, that's $6,000 on an annual basis. It goes into your marketing account. Some of my advisors take that money and put that into their marketing account, so it's not additional money out of their pocket. They can tie that back into their practice. And again, for every $100,000 in premium, whether it's single premium life or fixed index annuity premium that you do through our office on an ongoing basis, we do put $100 back into your marketing reimbursement account to help you offset additional office expenditures, as we do realize how much it is for you to run your business on an ongoing basis. The nice thing about both these programs is there is no ending date on either one of these programs. It will continue as long as you are with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We do have our new producer bonus program or builder program. It is good for the first 180 days that you're with the company. It is for single premium life or annuity, fixed index annuity business through our organization. There are 3 separate levels: $100,000, $300,000, and $500,000 level. You can choose anything from the $100,000 level, either the $750 in cash bonus or 2-year producer website, to the $500,000 level, either getting coaching seminar from 2 of our top producers, Matt Gill, Dave Pimper, to a Ritz-Carlton travel package. You can choose that My Rewards program, where you can choose your own travel package anywhere within the continental U.S. Again, this is good for the first 180 days that you're with us, a way for us to say thank you and welcome aboard. We look forward to a great partnership with you for many years to come. We do have some of the best back office support within the industry. We want to save you time, so we help you work smarter, not harder, and keep you in front of your clients and prospects alike so you can do what you do best. We can help you with forms at your fingertips, some of the finest expertise in coaching. We have paperless contracting, and we can help you with case design and getting you quotes out within 30 to 60 minutes once you get that information into our office. We do have one of the best creative marketing solutions and creative marketing teams here at Insurance Agency Marketing. You can certainly call in at any point in time and certainly talk to Sean or Jacob within our creative services team. They can be reached at our office at any point in time during the week at 1-800-255-5055. whether you're looking for turnkey solutions, agency solutions, or digital solutions, whether you're looking at Facebook and doing advertising out there, whether you've been in the business just 30 days or 30 years, no matter where you are in your practice, they can certainly meet you where you're at and help you achieve that next level. Or if you're just getting into the business and you're looking for a stationery, letterhead, we can certainly help you create that and help you launch your career from a brand new standpoint. Again, you want to reach out and talk to either Jacob or Sean in our creative services department. We do have the insurance agency marketing website that is available at your fingertips 24/7. You can certainly go out there and take a look at any type of annuity rates, life insurance rates, term quotes, annuity news, annuity grid. So there's a lot of great information out on our website. It is www.imsinc.com. You can certainly access that on the weekend or after hours. Again, 24/7 available to you. We do have insurance agency marketing wealth management. This was launched last year. It is a great option for you if you're looking at gaining your 65 or do have your securities licenses. It is a way for you to earn some more revenue, become more marketable and more referable as a full service advisor, handle more of your clients' portfolios, stop passing up those assets, increase your retention by limiting clients' exposure to financial professionals. And our program is meant to complement existing annuity business, not overhaul it. And our advisors are asset gatherers that manage relationships, and we really handle the rest for them. So if you have questions on this, you can certainly call in and speak to either Mike, Joan, or Charles Jr. They would be able to answer any additional questions for you with regards to IMS Wealth Management. We do have an industry recognized life and annuity academy, and we are going to be hosting one more of these yet this year. It's going to be in late October. It is a 2-day producer training. It is an event that we do pay for, nothing out of the advisor's pocket. It's going to be co-hosted by North American in Des Moines, Iowa. We're going to be talking about index annuities across the board, annuity industry threats and trends. We are going to be bringing in 4 of our top producers. They are going to be sharing with the group what they do to keep their pipelines full. They all write between $8 and $10 million annually. So they're going to be sharing from a business standpoint what's working for them, what's not working for them, what they use within their turnkey seminar systems. We're going to be talking about industry best income writers, wealth transfer tools, both on the annuity and the life insurance side. A retirement analyzer is going to be discussed at that event, and much, much more. Again, for the specific dates and other information around this all expense paid event co-hosted by North American in October, please give our office a call at 1-800-255-5055 if you'd like more information on this up and coming event. Again, this will be our last event this year. Again, it is an industry recognized life and annuity academy. We are also working towards our 2019 marketing summit. This is going to be at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel down in Naples, Florida. The invitational period is currently running. It's running between January 1, 2018 and June 30th of 2019. Eligibility as far as the production is about 2.2 or 2.3 million of single premium life premium and 3 million of annuity premium, or any combination of any of those other premiums listed below. Again, this is a great event. We usually take 50 to 75 of our top producers at this marketing summit. Again, the event is going to be held August 25th through the 29th, 2019 at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida. So what I'm going to do at this point in time is turn it over to Brooke Thomas and Steve Goldstein. We have the privilege of having both of them on the webinar with us this morning. The privilege is both of them have been advisors in the field, so they bring a plethora of experience, like yourselves. When they went to work with Chuck Cravens at Thomas Gold Solutions in building this software from the ground up. So with that experience in building this software, they really bring in advisors' knowledge and what needs to see happen within the software from a client perspective. So I thank both of them for their time this morning. So I'm going to turn it over to both Brooke and Steve this morning. Go ahead.
Sounds good, Marcus. Thank you. Yeah, Marcus, if you want to flip the control over to me, and I'll just want to make sure you can see my screen. Tell me if you can, if you don't mind, sir.
I got it.
Is it looking okay?
Yep.
Alrighty, guys, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. Brooke and Steve here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run through this software. I'll tell you a little bit about a retirement analyzer just quickly here. What it is, it's a finishing tool. That's what it is, okay? So you got all these great products out there. You got all these great strategies, advanced strategies. You can advise. You can come up with all kinds of things. But if you don't have an easy way to show it, you might have a problem. And that could hurt your closing ratios, and that can hurt your relationship with clients. So what Brooke and I basically spend our time on, and we do what you do, okay? We've been at the table, right? We've sat down, we've presented, we've gathered information, we've built scenarios, we've implemented strategies, we've done it all. But what we spend our time on now is to give you a tool, okay, that's going to help you finish, for lack of a better word. That's what it is, finish. Okay, so you bring it all together, and if you want to talk Social Security, we can bring that in. You want to talk pensions, we bring that in. All kinds of retirement assets with their tax classifications, we bring that in. Okay, we look at risk. We look at rates of return. And we also bring in what's, one of the most important things is the client budget. Okay, so what you're really doing is you're putting together a holistic plan. That's what you're doing. But you know what the good thing about Retirement Analyzer is, and I'm not going to say anything bad about any other software companies, I think we have one of the better ways of presenting it in simple fashion where the clients actually get it. Okay, so it's important that they get it and they understand so they can make the good decision. Okay, so we're going to run through that today. I think what we have on tap here is an overfunded life case, solving using an index UL. And we'll go through that. So I'm going to hand it over to Brooke. And Brooke, anything else I missed there or something to say?
Just a couple of quick comments,
Sure.
guys. I know the name is Retirement Analyzer, and a lot of advisors ask, is this really just geared for retirement folks? And no, it's absolutely not. Steve and I use it for people that are, 30, trying to figure out even how to get to retirement, all the way to people that are already retired. The other thing, as Steve said, is it's 100% product neutral. So we still let you guys be the advisor, let you do what you think is in the client's best interest. So as Steve said too, we're going to just do a quick overview of an overfunded life case today. There's all sorts of things though that you can do, whether it's annuities, managed money, life insurance, long-term care. It's all in here. We have lots of training and events that you can attend. So regardless of whether it's a live training, we have live training every single day from 10 to 11 a.m. Central. We want you guys to get the help that you need. I know how it can feel as a producer to be out on an island, you have questions, that sort of thing. So again, live training every day from 10 to 11 a.m. Central. We also have a power line that you can call into from 8 to 5 Central every day. Marcus is great with the program there at IAMS, but you also have full access to our team through your affiliation with IAMS. So no extra charge. Sector sessions we hold once a month. These are a deep dive, in-depth topics. So I think the September topic, we're doing RMDs, and we're looking at all of the functionality in the program on RMDs. We also have live boot camp training. So we have Pittsburgh, Dallas, and Atlanta coming up. There is a little extra charge, $299 for those trainings, but it's a day-and-a-half in-depth boot camp. Anything else there, Steve?
It's just one thing. So let's face it, guys, right? You could study, right? You could get your CFP. We've all gone through all that kind of stuff, right? You could be knowledgeable. But if you don't have a way, right, and you don't have the tools to be able to present it in understandable fashion, I think you're going to run into a problem. Okay, or you could run into a problem. So let's do this. Let's go through the software today, look at it, and you tell us if you think this is going to increase your chances of developing an understanding with the client and being on the same page with them and then moving forward together with them. Okay, so that's really what we're trying to do here today. And all this training that Brooke talked to you about, you need it. You know why? Because the software program's ever changing. Okay, things change, right? New tax law came into effect this year, right? We're changing and we're upgrading, and we spend all our time right now with this. That's all we do. We can't build our client base because we have too many users and we have too much functionality to build for you. So if we have some time at the end of the call, what we'll do is we'll spend a little time, we'll talk about what we have coming down the road. Okay, Brooke, you want to jump into the file now? We'll go there?
Yeah, let's
All right.
do it. Now,
All right, you want to talk
several
software?
different ways in the program. You want to talk about news and talk first? Okay, so we have Thomas Gold Talk. You can ask questions right down here in this area. It's kind of like Facebook for Retirement Analyzer users. So if you have a question after hours on the weekend, post it in here and we will get back to you. Okay, one other quick area I want you to be aware of, if we scroll back up to the top, we have a locker here, and this locker houses all of the surrounding material. So we've got in the left-hand training door, we've got tons of recorded training. If you're brand new, check out that self-study section. Otherwise, for those of you, maybe you're trying to figure out concept-wise what to do with the program, this case study section is dynamite. You can see a ton of different topics here, and you can click. We walk you through keystroke-wise in the software what to do, what to print out, how to set up the sales process, etc. So that's the case studies. Go ahead and close this up and go to the middle door. Now, the middle door under appointment forms, this is something you need to look over. We have a client starter pack. This is something you can mail out 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Make sure the client is ready to go for that first appointment. We have all sorts of paper fact finders that go hand in hand with the program. We have long-term care declination letters, just tons of different stuff in here. They're all compliance approved and they're all in Word format, so you can change them, make them your colors and whatnot. Okay, let's go ahead and close out of this. All right, those are the primary things in the locker. Let's head now to the clients list. This is going to list out all of the clients you have built into the software. And we'll scroll down.
Yeah, let me open up the Overfund policy, Brooke. Hang on 1 second, okay?
Yep, no problem.
All right, right here. Okay,
we'll
here we
scroll
go.
down to Jerry and Sherry Overfund. So let's pop into a scenario. Now, in our program, we have 3 input tabs, 3 output tabs, and then 3 solutions tabs. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly walk you through some of the data entry. Tab 1, we want to know about their employment. Are they still working? If they are, we want to know how much they're pulling in every month. And we want to know hypothetically when they want to retire. So 2028 in this example for both Jerry and Sherry. Now, in the Social Security section, know that we can accommodate advanced strategies. In this one, we're just looking at a basic primary benefit. You can see over there the gross monthly benefit they would receive. And again, it's just a standard benefit that starts and continues for life. Like I said, though, if you need to stagger benefits, if they're doing a file and suspend or something like that, you can accommodate it right here. Now, pension benefits, in this example, we have a great pension for Sherry, over $4,000 a month coming from that. Okay, let's go to tab 2. Now, on tab 2, this is where we build in retirement assets. So our top section is what we have, we call it a quick add. And these are really the basic things that the software has to know in order to run the projection. We need to know, what is the tax classification? Okay, and you can see here on the drop-down, tons of different things to choose from. Now, same under investment vehicle. We want to know, where is the money invested? And then allocation, you can choose between either low risk or at risk, pretty basic. And then we have values and monthly contributions. So again, these are the basics that we have to know. For those of you that are registered reps or doing more advanced type of planning, know that you can click on the plus info. And let's do this next to asset number 4. Let's click on that plus info. And here's where you can track all sorts of other good stuff. So with 401ks in particular, the first question that we always ask clients, are you receiving an employer match? Now, in this example, you can see, no, they're not. So Steve and I instantly think there's probably something better we could do from a tax standpoint with the $700 that the client's putting into that 401k right now. Okay, so lots of extras under the plus infos. Let's go ahead and close out of this. And let's scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we have pie charts here. And the left-hand pie chart is automatically generated based on what we entered in the top section. So we can see over 63% of their assets are at risk. Now, we on the right-hand pie chart walked through the risk assessment questionnaire. We ask the questions, we let the client answer them, and based on how they answer those questions, it shows us this desired allocation. And clearly, the percentages do not match the left-hand side. So we have a little bit of work here to do in order to make them line up. I also want you guys to make a mental note, minimum retirement funds in this example of $100,000. That does create a caution yellow line in our program. I'll show you that here in a sec. Let's jump now to 3. Now on tab 3, we have expenses of $6,700. The client in this example chose not to itemize their budget. We're really big fans of getting details about the budget. It makes a huge difference, guys, when you're looking at things long term. But $6,700 in this example, 3% inflation rate. So it's tacking, again, the 3% on to every penny of the $6,700. Let's go to 6 and take a look. Now, 6 is going to be your primary output tab. I always say, you know, it's where the rubber meets the road. And I tell you what, unfortunately, that baby boomer group of people tends to be a group that they've not done a lot of planning. Unfortunately, a lot of them have a red line appearing as a result of that, just like in this example. So in this example, the yellow line popping up is where they drop below that 100,000 that they always wanted on reserve. So that's that caution light I spoke about back on tab 2. Now the red line is where those retirement funds are totally exhausted. Now, it doesn't mean that they're absolutely broke. You can see they still have the pension coming in, they still have the Social Security coming in, but with their expenses being so high, look at their expenses in 2045, over $15,000 a month. That means they're short over $6,300 a month because they no longer have retirement funds to pull from. So it's definitely a problem if they want to maintain their lifestyle. We call this step 1 in our 3-step sales process, and it's just to show them where they are right now today. Now, what Steve's going to walk you through is what we call step 2, balance, and then step 3, the product injection.
Okay. Now, what you'll find in our program is you'll find a lot of these mouse overs, we call them. If you want, and we want to try to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So not going to lie to you, you got to use the program 2 or 3 times to start to feel comfortable with it, just like anything really, right? But we've done everything we can to make it as simple as possible. Okay. Again, Brooke talked about the help, the support, whatever. Just call us if you want to try it. Our 30-day trial. I know this is probably not the time to talk about, but I want to tell you anyway. Actually, it's a 14-day trial now. That's what it is. It's a 14-day trial, but you get all the services that somebody's signed up permanent with us. Okay. So you'll be able to go into the trainings and things like that. Okay. But what we do is we actually take all these numbers and we try to show you what makes them up. So watch this. If I put my mouse over the 679,000, all you gotta do is just put your mouse over it and you can see the accounts that make it up. All right. Now you can see the Bank of America account disappeared. Why is that? Because we drew it down and it's gone. And now we started into the TD Ameritrade account. See how that works? Okay. So you'll find these mouse overs throughout the program, not to confuse you, but just to give you information if you need it. You don't like the mouse over, just click the eyeball and they won't pop up. Okay, so again, the software is very, very friendly, easy to use. All right, let's solve this problem now. Check this out. We're gonna go to our reports and print page. Now this thing here houses all the scenarios that you create. Okay, and we were in this one right here. You see I can drag them around, I can move them. The ones on the left are gonna print, the ones on the right are practice, or trying things. Okay, so our goal here is to take this one here that I'm moving, it's matched to what the current scenario is and show you the keystrokes and how you get down through the sales process in 3 steps. Okay, again, guys, 3 to 4 times through the program, you'll start to feel comfortable with this. Do the analysis on yourself. You have about a couple hours or so. Pop your own numbers in there, mess around in the software a little bit. Clients are actually calling, so they could share, that they could have their scenario and an advisor can share with the client, so the client can play around with the numbers in this version, so they're getting it. It's not hard.
And,
okay, let's move here.
Sorry, Mark. Yeah, let me throw this out there. As we go through this, and as Brooke and Steve go through this, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and feel free to type that in the question box down there, and we'll try to answer those as we go. because we are going to be covering quite a bit of information in this software during this webinar. So sorry about that, Steve. Go ahead.
Oh, not a problem. Okay. Yeah, and then Marcus, just interrupt us and let us know if anybody has any questions. We'll take them right there on the spot, just like you said, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. All right, so we're matching here, right? So now I need to know how to show you how to get from here to here. See, and what we're doing is we're actually using these notes, this note section, to tell the story, how to get from one step to the next. And keep them brief, right? But just show them. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to the I'm scenario right here. And what I'm going to do is something really simple. I'm just going to itemize the budget. Now, I want you to keep your eye on the 6,700 right here. It is staying the same. It's not changing. But watch what did change. Watch this. Right? You see this 3% right here? You see this 88.50 in 2028? I spent the time to itemize and stop costs and put some 0% inflation rates in there if I have some fixed payments for the budget. Watch this now. When I check it, the 6,700 stays the same. The 3 drops to 2.54 and the 8,800 drops to 7,900. Why? Because stuff stops. You don't pay it all the time. You just don't. Your mortgages get paid off. If you go with the 6,700 for the whole time, that mortgage is in there until they die at age 100 if they make it. Now, how right is that? Okay, so what we want to do is and let me just show you the budget now when we actually do itemize. And there's some things in here, right? I mean, that we did. There's a 0%, just like we're talking about, inflation rate on the mortgage, fixed payment, not the taxes. The taxes are increasing by 3%, but the mortgage has a payoff date. Okay,
Steve, I got a quick question that popped up here. It says,
sure.
Does this take your RMD's amount and add it to the income that you would be bringing in?
It does. I'll show you the way that it does it, though. Okay, we have an interesting way to do it. But yeah, it takes the RMDs automatically out of the qualified account, and you have a number of different things you can do with it. Okay, but you can pay the expenses with the RMD. You can. Okay. All right, so there you go. There's your budget right here, right? You can stop auto costs. You can do a bunch of different things. But watch the difference, though. If I go here now to tab number 6, look where I am. Now, I want you to see the difference here in this. Let's go back to our reports and print page. Okay, and then here's what I just did. Now I'm matching here. Look at the difference. The above scenario, when we ran out of money in 2045, you got 0 in 45. You now have $500,000 left 17 years later, if my math's right. Just by spending time and making sure the budget is more accurate. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put the whole overfunded life concept into play. We're going to fund the policy. We're going to start tax-free policy loans 12 years later, right off an illustration. And trust me, we're product neutral when I say it. All right, you call IMS for that, but I do have a sample illustration I'm going to use. And let's do it. So what I need to do is I need to show you how to get to this other bigger number. Now watch this. Let's go in here. And Brooke talked earlier about, we're not big fans of making contributions to qualified accounts unless you get a match. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Watch. We're going to stop this one. Okay? Jerry's not going to contribute to his 401k because there's no match, and we're worried about taxes going up. Now, because we did that, watch this. We're going to come over here, all right, and we're going to go to the expenses. Now, again, if I just had a $6,700 number with a 3% inflation rate, I couldn't make these changes that we're showing you right now. Because I itemized and I have all the insurance costs in here, I have something set up for us. I'm going to keep the 700 now as a cost. I don't get a deduction for it, right? It's out of the tax calculation in the beginning here. I don't get to, I don't get to reduce my salary because I'm not contributing to my 401k anymore. But I am making it part of the budget. Again, you can see for the next 12 years, funding of the policy. 700 times 12 is 8,400. We're going to use that in a second. Okay, so I took it out of the contributions, but I'm still paying it, and I'm redirecting it to the life policy. Okay, so that's the first step. Here's the second step. All I'm going to do now, watch this. I'm going to pick an account to fund the policy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take $20,000 a year from this TD Ameritrade account, and I'm going to send it to an external destination out of the program to the life insurance company. So watch this. If I put $20,000 in here, okay, and I go from 8 of 18 to 8 of 22. I know you guys are going to say 4 years. You'll insist it's only 4. But if it's 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, it's actually 5. Okay, inclusive. 5 payments of $20,000. Now, let's look at the drawdown of the account. Down below, we show you what's going on. There it is. Okay, $20,000 coming out each year with interest. We have a residual value of $89.80 still, making 4%. That money stays in the program. The $20,000 a year goes out to the insurance company. Okay? Now, let's look at the illustration I have here. Now, again, trust me, we're as neutral as they come with product across the board, okay? But I just ran a sample illustration. I want you to follow these numbers if you can. Okay, Brooke, are these numbers big enough to see or no?
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
Marcus? Okay,
Yep.
cool. All right, $20,000 a year plus the $700 redirect is $8,400. So it's $28,400 for the first 5 years. And the last 7 years are 700 times 12 or 8,400. We start income in year 12. That's why the 700 was only for 12 years and my costs. And you can see the 20,000 came out in 5 years. You saw that. All right, so let's take the number 26,794 and divide it by 12. Now this is showing increasing, and we're not running out of death benefit. It's not going to ever lapse or whatever, or be zero. So what we're going to do, we're not going to show increasing though. We're going to take 26,794 divided by 12, and you should get 2233. These are policy loans coming out. All right, let's check it out. All we want to do now is back in here on the second cash flow that we have set up. We had the funding. Okay, on the second cash flow, we're going to put 22, and we're going to start, right? So it's starting in August of 2030. This is very important here. From a non-taxable external source. This is beautiful when it comes to financial planning, to pay expenses and cut out that negative cash flow. Clients love this, okay, because they can keep their investments intact, and you can crush their negative cash flow from pulling from investments, okay? And let's click Save and Close right here. And let's look at what we have. Now you got 2 entries, right? You have the funding, right? The outflow is $20,000 for 5 years. You saw it, right? And the inflow, right, is $2233, tax-free to pay expenses starting 12 years from now. Okay? So how does that look? Let's take a look at this now. Now, if we go back to the retirement tab, let's see if we beat the 509. And look at that number right there. And that is a real number, right? 1,277,000. So watch this. I'm going to go back to my reports and print, and I want you to imagine yourself showing a client this, okay? And here's how we match up. You see how we're matched exactly? And the keystrokes are on the left-hand side, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. $100,000 from a TD Ameritrade account to the life policy, redirect of 700 non-match contribution to life policy, 12-year deferral, monthly policy loans. I mean, I don't think it gets any simpler than that. And that's what you just did. It shows clients what they look like and how it plays out over their lifetime. Okay, and that looks really good. So why would somebody turn that down? They may have a problem with just life insurance in general. Who knows, right? But you have a way to show them that, and I want you to picture it, showing them this on one page. This is our printout. This is what they look like after you gathered the facts, right? You spent the time and itemized the budget. They gave you $6,700. We insisted on a detailed $6,700 here, and then you just actually put the product into play. I think that's big, and you could show them this, and this are how simple our PDFs read. Clients get them. Brooke, can we talk a little bit about the positive cash flow that we did create, and maybe the percentage of that and the green and stuff like that on 6, if that's okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump to 6.
I did get a quick question here. It says in the example, the wife is a teacher. Will the software take the Social Security exclusion of a wife since she's a teacher?
For like a windfall or a GPO or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, you guys can build in the percentage. There's a little plus info in the Social Security section where you can adjust what happens at death. So yeah, you can accommodate all of that, yeah?
And then I got one more question here. It says, can you do this as a what-if scenario to show a side-by-side comparison?
Absolutely.
That's the best part of it. It's right here. You can compare side by side. You can print them out on top of each other. I mean, look at this. You could do scenarios, this versus this, this versus this, this versus this. You can make as many of these as you want. But again, the one thing I tell you is to note them up so you know what you did. Okay, and then you can show clients anything. Print them out, no problem. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right, good questions. Okay, let's go back in and we'll take a peek at tab 6. Now, what Steve is talking about on tab 6 is this net monthly cash flow category. And you can see as a result of that overfunded life policy and that tax-free income, it's created a lot of positive net monthly cash flows, the ones in green that you can see there. And what the software is doing is it's assuming that if the client doesn't need the money, they're going to reinvest it. Now, what Steve and I always try to do is keep the projections conservative. So by all means, if they're going to reinvest the money, great. You can illustrate it like this. But also note that we have the plus or minus cash flows button right here. And when you click on this, you have the option to either reinvest monthly cash flows or not. Maybe they want to do half of it. You could just adjust the percentage to 50%. But let's just watch in the background what happens to the 1.27 if we unchecked that reinvest monthly cash flows box there. And we click save. And look at the background. We went from the 1.2, we're down now to $766,000. So again, keep it conservative, guys, would be our recommendation.
Okay. So let me just tell you how the program works just in a nutshell really quickly. And you'll be doing this with everybody, all right? And yeah, is there information gathering? Sure there is, you know, and Brooke talked about the paper fact finder. We don't usually use that too much anymore. I want you to picture yourself in an office in front of a flat screen TV, maybe a little bit of a boardroom table with your clients that come in, and you can build this scenario, you can build their analysis right in front of their eyes as they give the information to maybe one of your assistants or something, or yourself. Okay, a lot of people are doing it that way. We will give you the ability to take a fillable client data form and have it auto-populate the software at some point here shortly. Okay, but again, there's nothing like right in front of the client building it when you feel comfortable. But the first 3 tabs are for input right here, right? Whether it's you or somebody working with you to put this together. The next 3 tabs are for analysis, but the whole goal here is to have tab 6 look as good as possible. We call this Utopia. Okay, once you get Utopia here, and this is a nice number in Utopia, and maybe it's Brooke's number, maybe it's the number where you don't reinvest the cash flows, and you say all these greens here are being spent. Go spend it. I'm just going to make it 0. You could do that too. So whether you show 1,277,000 or what was it, 766,000, it's up to you. You see how these all went to 0? Let them spend the money. If that money's not going to find its way into the retirement funds at that point, let them spend it. It's up to you. Or do half, like Brooke said. You can do that. But the point is this, though. Once you get 1.2 or 766 or whatever number you get on 6, then you start firing the guns, okay, and make bad things happen. Not literally, right, but basically, right, 7, premature death. So 7 is 1.2 with death. 8 in this case is 1.2 with a facility care stay, and 9 is 1.2 with adverse market movement. And that's it, really. That's all they want to see. Okay, you can do your Monte Carlo analysis if you want, and bring the rates of return into the software if you want, bring the portfolios in here if you want. You could do that. We integrate with Riskalyze for those of you who use Riskalyze. You want a little bit more of a hefty risk analysis section in the software, you can integrate with Riskalyze. Good company. Okay, so there's all kinds of things you can do here, but you got to get tab 6 looking good. There's too many people that use the software program still that are working from this situation here, trying to sell life insurance, annuities, long-term care, anything, and you're going to make the situation worse. So we teach this. We call it balance, get rid of the red line, and then use the product to enhance. And that's really the whole deal here. If the product doesn't enhance, it's not the right product. And that's how it works out here in Retirement Analyzer, Brooke. I don't know if I missed anything else on that one.
I just
I think so. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just got another question. It says, where would you put a large purchase that they're going to make in retirement, like a cash for a house or an RV or something.
Let's hop back into the scenario, and you can do that very easily right on tab 3 in the future cash flows. So you can show vacation, college funding, home purchases, all right here in this area.
Let's go with the old RV purchase, Brooke. I think we should do it. I'm in the mood to do that today. All right, let's go to the RV purchase. What are we talking, like 125,000, 75,000? What are we doing? Is this used, Marcus? I need to know.
Let's go used.
Okay, we'll go used. We'll go 50 grand. All right, and it's whenever year you want it. Let's just say we do it in, I don't know, 1 of 2020, let's say. Not too far down the road. We're going to do it one time. Okay. What we're going to do is, let's say we take it out of, we could take it from the Ameritrade account. Now we're going to draw this thing down. So it might not be that one. Let's say we're going to take it from the CREF 403B. Okay. All right. And we're going to send it to an external destination. We will have to pay tax on that. Yes.
Okay.
And so that's how you set it up. And you see the drawdown right there?
Yep.
All right. You got interest coming in. You got cash flow going out, right? You got contributions coming in, and this is your net.
Right.
So it tells you exactly what's happening.
Right.
To the RV dealership, wherever you bought it from, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how you would do that. Yep. You want to see the, let's see what happens, though. Okay, so we had, what, 1,277,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it costs you about, what, 230,000 difference on your fate at age 100. And see how fast you can do that, right? It just shows that. So pre-retirement, right? You can see. Now this one, instead of saying, right, there's an RV purchase outflow. See it right there?
Yep.
That's when you did it. Okay. Brooke, you want to talk taxes or 7, 8, and 9? And then we got to touch on the Bennett tracker in the archive, I think, too, if we can.
Just quickly, guys, tab 7 is where you can go in, and I know we just did overfunded life, but this tab 7 is really meant to show what happens if Jerry passes, how does that affect Sherry, and then vice versa. The cool thing about this is you can adjust the year of death to whatever you want, and the software is going to solve and show you the death benefit needed in order to protect that remaining spouse. Okay? So really good stuff here. Now, tab 8 does something similar. Let's pop there. This is for long-term care. And really what it's going to do is allow you to illustrate somebody going into a facility. So they can go along, everything can be just fine, but then they go into a facility and it typically will wipe out their retirement funds very, very quickly. You can see all sorts of numbers here in the center section that will help you, figure out what the long-term care costs are in their area. Okay, if we scroll back to the top, tab 9 is our market comparison tab. And this really is sequence of returns. You can go in, you can show the market returns. You can pick a 10-year block of time. If we look at the 2000 to 2009 period of time, that was a really rocky point for the market. Okay, so if we scroll down, what we're doing is we're taking the at-risk money and we're applying the rates of return in yellow, and we're comparing that to what they were averaging on the gray retirement summary side. So really an exact comparison. Expenses are the same, etc. It's just we're changing the rate of return on the at-risk account. And 10 years in, you can see it's a difference of over $159,000 to their portfolio by having those market returns. Now, be aware, you can show this where it makes the market look bad. You also can flip it if you pick a period back in the 90s where the market's going to absolutely shine. So either way you want to show it, you can use it how you'd like. All right, Steve, anything else there?
Nothing there. No, that's good. Want to talk archive?
Sure. Okay, so the archive, guys, is an area where you can store all sorts of material. So whether it's statements or maybe you want to take a picture of their driver's license and store it in here. You can do not only all sorts of statements, but
you know what I'm going to do, Brooke? I'm going to switch files for you here. Let me just get to the archive here. I got one filled out.
Let me ask a quick question here. Popped up. It says, does this increased tax bracket values and deductions throughout retirement, and does the calculate Social Security tax based on true provisional income?
Does?
Yes, yes to all of it. So you can go in and you can show tax rates going either up or down. You can show itemized deductions, standard deductions, and it does do provisional income, yes.
Let me get there so we can take our time on this, and let's make sure everybody understands it, Brooke. Okay, let me just get to the tax tab. Go ahead. Let's just do that one. Can you say that one more time if you don't mind?
Yeah, in fact, a couple of cool things here on the tax tab. We've got a bracket tracker where when you click on this, it's going to show you what room is really left. So let's look at 2026, for example. In 2026, these particular folks retire, so you can see their taxable income goes down substantially. They've not yet started drawing Social Security. So we can see they completely fill up the 10% bracket, but they have $36,100 left in the 12%. So that's a really good opportunity and a really good year to look at potential Roth conversions. Okay, so check out the bracket tracker here. That's a good one. Let's close out of that, and let's go now to the other brackets. Let's click on the brackets up, down. And what this is going to allow you to do is show tax brackets either increasing or decreasing. You can pick the year. A lot of people want to pick 2026 when those Trump taxes sunset, and they'll show an increase at that time. So yes, you definitely can show it just like that. And anytime you guys have questions, right in the top right-hand corner, there's that little play button, and that's going to open and do what we call a quick clip for each section. So you don't have to watch a big, long, drawn-out webinar. It's right to the point. Okay, so that's the advanced tax option that would accommodate that. Now, if we go over to tab 6, actually, just scroll down, Steve.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could just the provisional. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's this provisional income chart right here, and this is, as Steve rolls his mouse over the bars, you can see it's giving us that exact provisional income calculation per year. And it does allow you also, if you're working in a state that does not tax Social Security at the state level, all you have to do is uncheck that little box over there on the right-hand side, and it will drop it out of the state calculation.
Let me just add a couple things, though. So basically, if you do Roth conversions, if you have more income, the program recognizes that there's more there could be more tax on Social Security. So we do a lot of the taxation under the hood. Okay, we'll give you your tax rate and your tax bracket every year. You can check the taxable income in the software program now. We feel very comfortable that we're right on the button with these things. Okay, so again, in 2018, it'll give you federal tax bracket, federal tax rate. We can go to 2019 if we want. We can do whatever we want, but it'll give you a rundown of this. If I go to 2019 right here, it's going to be a little different, right? Because we have a full year's worth of wages, but you can see now, right? 22% bracket, 13% rate, state rate is 6%. Okay, you subtract off the standard deduction for married. It's all here. Okay, so we hide nothing. One thing I want to show you too is this, though. This is really kind of neat, and we're going to give you this chart actually on a comparative. We'll be able to compare scenario against scenario. This number right here, if I put my mouse over this bar. Now, if we do Roth conversions, or if we do overfunded life or something like that that provides tax-free income, you should see the total federal and state tax that they're projected to pay over their lifetime, all the way out to 2061, is over 1.1 million. Now, if you start to do these conversions now, okay, start to use more tax-free income, you'll see this number start to drop, and it might drop by a couple of hundred or even $300,000 or $400,000. So you could say to the client, like, look, you look like this now, but if we put the situation or we put the strategy into play, the total tax that you're projected to owe state and federal over your lifetime goes from 1.1 million to about 700,000. And they're going to love to see that. And with that, the numbers actually increase, okay, on tab number 5, obviously, because you're paying less in tax. And this is a different file, but you'll get a different number here. Okay, so there's all kinds of tax stuff you can actually do here in the program. Now, you can long-term capital gains we actually take into consideration too. You can mark assets for long-term capital gains. What we have coming out, if you guys have read the book The Power of Zero, what we're going to do is we're going to actually give you the number of how much should be in qualified funds today, that after growth and contributions, if I divide it by 27.4, will be no bigger than the standard deduction. In this case, it'll be 26,600. So this is what we have coming, along with having you itemize where you can actually take money out of non-qualified accounts to fill up the 10 and 12% bracket. We want to get that money out tax-free if we can. So we're going to give you that optimization also. So when it comes to tax, Roth conversions, provisional income, pulling money out for charity, you can skip tax if you want. You can increase deductions. All right, right up here, you have the standard right here. You can go itemized if you want. It's all in here. So it's really just a place, guys, to bring everything together in one spot where the clients get it. If I were using one line to describe what we do. I don't know, Brooke, what else do we have?
That is all I can think of.
Oh, Benetracker, partner, can you talk about longevity in our multi-generational? If you don't mind, I have no talk left in me, sorry.
Yeah, guys, we have a Benetracker here on tab 2, so you can go in and you can do a total beneficiary review. You can look at primaries, you can look at contingents. It's going to have it all here. You can actually look at what happens too if Gary dies. You can look at who's getting what asset, dollar amount wise, what they would get. So this is pretty slick, something new, something we've started talking to all of our clients about as well. So advisors are really liking the Benetracker. All right, guys, we have shown you a ton of different stuff today. It's just a quick touch on all of it. We realize that the big things I want you to remember, we're here to help. So live training every day from 10 to 11 a.m. Central. You also have access to our power line from 8 to 5 Central. Marcus, what do they need to do from here? Just reach out to you?
Well, yeah, I'll be reaching out to everyone on the webinar this morning. Again, I appreciate people listening in on the webinar. I have gotten a couple of questions on what the cost is for people listening in on the webinar that are interested in taking a look at the software, maybe trying it out on themselves. IAMS and Insurance Agency Marketing is going to offer a 30-day free trial software. I've also gotten a few questions on what's the cost after that if you are associated with IAMS or Insurance Agency Marketing. The deal is if you are licensed with Insurance Agency Marketing and writing business through us with a production of $400,000 to $500,000 on an annual basis, we pick up all the costs for the software, all the support through Thomas Gold Solutions, my support, these ongoing webinars, support with the reports themselves. All of that is all picked up through Insurance Agency Marketing Services going forward. What I have found with these reports, and Steve and Brooke, you can back me on this, is as these reports are done, on average, the business that I've seen come out of these reports on average is about $150,000 to $200,000 per client once these reports are completed. So I mean that's 2 to 3 cases per year with regards to these reports being run. So that's really not a lot from an overall standpoint. But if anyone else has any questions, please go ahead and put them out here. We'll be more than happy to answer them. But yeah, if you are associated with us and licensed through our core carriers and writing business through us, like I said, the $400,000 to $500,000 outside the 30-day trial, we will pick up all the expenses around this software package.
Perfect.
It says one guy says he uses eMoney right now for this. Do you know enough about the software to tell me how you think this compares? Steve or Brooke?
Yeah, eMoney's a great program. It is. This is a little different because I think it's, again, I don't want to say anything bad about companies, but I think we live in a simple world today. Okay. And eMoney is very slick and it's good. It's a good program. It is. I guess you got to ask yourself the question, when you go through the eMoney situation, right? It is more expensive, right? Do the clients need that? Or do they need to see if they're going to run out of money at age 100 and have you incorporate strategies in simple fashion? Just find out, when you're using the eMoney, just make sure that you're using everything that you're paying for. Okay, because what we're finding is that, again, people are simple. They have the attention span very, very short, and they want to know what they look like. And I think that this program gives you a very, very easy way to actually show them what they look like and give them what they're looking for before you might possibly lose them. And I'm not saying anything bad about e-money. I'm not. It's a very good program. But do you need all of that when you can actually do everything with this simple kind of feel to it? That's what I would say.
I did have someone pop a question out here. Can you show them a copy of the actual report that actually prints out?
Sure. I actually have a report that I printed out. Let me just see if I can find it. Let me get it. Hang on one second. And this is, now there's two reports, okay? There's this Overfund report right here. Let me just scroll a little bit. So they all print to PDF along with net worth statements, along with account trackers that show you the assets from day one all the way throughout the client's life. But they're all PDFs like this, simple to understand. Okay, and this is a quick report. This is about a 10-pager here, though. But you see how it's written on like a 6th grade level, right? You can show the retirement assets. You can show the risk levels. You can show the rates of return, inflation, and budget. Now this is a short form. Okay, there's one more for 32 pages. But I'm not going to show you right here. This is what we talked about today. This is a different. Right, this is the one. This is the overfunded life policy. And they sign, and there's also a conclusion section, and you keep this in file in the archive. So you send it to them, you get signatures, right? DocuSign, whatever, and you keep a copy of it. Now, again, that's about a 10-pager, right? 9 or 10-pager. We have a 32-pager. That's much more extreme. But they're all PDF. Like everything in the software, guys, is a PDF printout. Check this out right here. If I want to go to look at tab number 6, and I go to the RMD tracker, I just want to look at RMDs, let's say. Okay, so I do that, right? And I want to print my RMDs for the rest of my client's life. All I do is click print. It'll ask me what years. Let's just say I'll just do, let me do this. Let me do 34. Actually, we'll go to 34 through 40, let's say. And watch how nice this prints out. Say 41. Watch, and we print it bottom left-hand corner. Let me take a second here. And here it is. And you can see how the report just pops up. See, so it's very easy to understand. And again, you decide what you want to print. You can put things together, but this is just the printing of one section of the software to clear up something in the client's mind. And it goes from 34 all the way to 41. But it's all PDF. You're not printing anything at the physical print anymore, and we're keeping it electronic. Now, obviously, you can print it to physical printout if you want. Use the ink. That's your prerogative. That's what the printouts look like, though. Trust us, they're simple, and they have to be, because you'll lose them.
Any other questions that we can answer for anyone this morning? I don't believe we have any other questions. So, Brooke and Steve, I certainly do appreciate your time this morning. Like I said, I will certainly follow up with each person on the webinar this morning to answer any additional questions that might come up. But I certainly do appreciate everyone's time this morning, and look forward to talking to each of you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.